What is up, everyone, and welcome to the newest episode of Nuts and Bolts. We've done 17 of these episodes, and this is my first episode from my brand new location, my brand new studio located in the city of hell, because the Chargers put me in hell, Tony. I'm going to hit this intro, and then we're going to bitch a little.
San Diego Chargers are fortunate to have Lance Allworth.
On blue, ready?
Don Coryell.
Touchdown, San Diego! Woo!
I'm glad to see they let you have a football in hell.
Yes, they do. I'm not happy to hold the football, to be honest. It's Mike on the mic. Tony Tucker here. Very excited for this episode. Very excited to talk about it more. And I say more because a lot of people message me. A lot. People I've never heard of in my life. People who don't even follow my page somehow found me and laughed at me this last week. We lost to the Houston Texans.
That was so soul crushing to what the year has been, right? Like, you beat some really great teams. You should have beat the Chiefs the week before. And that's kind of what I've come to in my head is chalking it up to, right? Is that you had so much there that you just had an emotional letdown. Like, the team was just like, oh, we had this in our grasp, and then we shit the bed. And now we have to go play the Texans. All right, fine. We'll get a win here. Oh, shit. Wait, Davis Mills is better than Zach Wilson. He's better than fill in the blank Trevor Lawrence. He's better than Justin Fields. He's better than all the rookie quarterbacks. And he just knifes up the Chargers in Houston last week. And I did a lot of screaming and yelling and scaring animals and children within the distance of my voice. Maybe neighbors too, because that was a bunch of horse shit.
Yeah, I took a different approach myself. I just went into straight pout mode. I was like, hey, don't talk to me. Don't say anything to me, because I just need to pout for a little while and recover from that. But yeah, it is really disappointing to think that this team did beat the Chiefs earlier in the year, beat the Raiders when they were undefeated, still contending for the wild card spot, beat the Steelers, still contending for a wild card spot, beat the Browns in an absolute thriller. I mean, we have beaten most of the AFC playoffs this year at some point. And we're dropping games to the Houston Texans when we need them most. Right now, the Chargers are at 9-6 going into week 17. We're 85% locked into the playoffs. But now we're not even in the playoffs. Now we need the Dolphins to lose a game and then get into the playoffs. Although hopefully the strength of schedule tiebreaker that they changed helps us out, because like we were just saying, we've won against some really good teams, and that could save our asses. That we had that hot streak in the beginning of the year that won those games against those good teams. You can't drop games to Denver like we did. You can't drop games to Houston like we did if you want to consistently compete in the AFC West, let alone the entire AFC.
Yeah, it's coming down to all those games where it's like, oh, the Cowboys game.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how did we let that one slip away? Oh, 5 penalties, illegal motions, some bad calls by Tony Correnti or whatever it is. You go to Denver and play that team. You just have to win that. I mean, that game wasn't that close, but it's that. And then you come to the Houston Texans in a game where you can't lose against the Texans. In fact, you need to stomp them. And they did not do any of that. But
I didn't even bring up that we stomped the Bengals out. They're hot shit right now.
Yeah.
We destroyed them just a couple weeks ago. It wasn't that long ago. I think 3 weeks ago now. Pain.
Steelers game. Yeah.
I'll take losses in Baltimore. I'll take losses to New England. That's a tough matchup for a young team, but you can't drop games to the Houston Texans. I don't care how many people are out with COVID. I don't care. If number 10 is in the field, we should win the game. That's all. That's all.
I agree. I actually We don't have a Browns fan showing up. I didn't even know there was comments rolling. Sorry. Thank you, people,
he's
for
here.
stopping in here. Happy New Year. There, to me, in this game, there's a lot of people playing for roster spots on the team. Like if I'm the coach and I saw what you did in Houston, which was nothing as far as like the depth. We talked about this privately. There's zero depth on this team.
Mhm.
You can't be without Derwin James and
Everyone.
like
Everyone.
and Bosa and everybody, and then the defense is just shit.
Yeah,
Like that can't be how it has to be. Like other people have to go, oh, this is my time. I think Campbell was out last week too, which is like he's another player that would have been nice to have.
Yeah, for our defense, I think that those two cornerbacks, Michael Davis, who was like an hour before game time scratch, and Campbell, both those guys were kind of like the straw that broke the camel's back for the defense. We've played games without Derwin. We've played games without Bosa and survived. Been good enough to hold them to 28 points so Herbert can score 35. But what they were doing to our corners or whoever the hell was out in the field, I don't know if they were corners, receivers, whatever position they normally play, they were playing corner on that day, was embarrassing. Nico Collins embarrassed y'all. Philip Dorsett embarrassed y'all. Gotta be kidding me.
I just read that comment from Browns fan. I'm sorry.
Yeah. He's trying to swindle us into saying we should send Herbert to Cleveland.
Same old sports. Happy New Year.
If Tua makes the playoffs and Herbert doesn't make the playoffs, then I will keep the exact same stance on Tua. It won't change.
Yeah, it really won't. And as far as like strength of schedule and winning, like they haven't beat any winning teams. They're like the Cowboys. Like they haven't beat anybody with a winning record.
It's crazy how Mike says it's the easiest part of their schedule and they're doing worse than they were at the beginning of the year. It is the easiest part of our schedule and we're messing it up. We're messing up completely. But fortunately, we play two teams to end the year here that we're pretty familiar with. And one of them we already destroyed this year. Pretty fun. Mike, would you like the Chargers to sign destroying? No, we got Dustin. Well, maybe for this game because we don't have Hopkins, but we got Dustin Hopkins. I'll take the NFL kicker over the long time ago fired college kicker.
Yeah, the YouTube celebrity. And the thing is always this. If you can kick, you'll find a job in the NFL. Like, look how they're just siphoning through kickers and people we've never heard before. Like, there's even a kicker that his name is Nagar, whatever. Like, dude needs to change his name. Just like no announcer or coach wants to be flirting with the danger of saying the wrong word. You know, no announcer. They're like, you got to change it to Smith. Just put it on the back of your jersey as Smith. You can keep the family name after, but nobody wants to fall into a cancel situation because your name is dangerously close to a word that nobody likes to say.
Browns fan 32 saying, I saw a Dolphins fan say Tua is better than Herbert. Yeah, piggy bank pics on Instagram if you want to meet some delusional Dolphin fans. Browns are going to embarrass washed Ben in his last home game. I actually think this is going to happen. If Myles Garrett plays, I actually think this is going to happen.
Yeah, I think that one's going to be, there's going to be those images you see of the old guys getting carried off the field, and he's going to be in like a coat on the sidelines looking cold. Like young Ben used to be over there, no long sleeves, broken nose, just tough as hell in those games, and now he's going to look like the guy who you shovel his driveway for $10, you know, like it's too old to get it done anymore.
Yeah, I took the Browns in the pick'ems this week, and I got a bunch of people in the comment section like, it's Big Ben's last game. He's going to pull it out for Pittsburgh. Just because his last game doesn't reverse the clock. Dr. Strange isn't on Ben's back here for this game.
No.
If they did a redraft, should Burrow or Herbert go first? I think Herbert might go first, but they're closer than a lot of people think. I'll tell you who wouldn't have gone first, no matter what the scenario is. If you did it again in real life, if you went back in time, if you went into the future, if you went to a different universe, Tua would not go first in that draft.
Yeah, I mean, maybe if there's like a league where you play for like who can be the most average, then yeah, he would go first. I guess who would go first in the Tua or Baker draft? Like if they were drafted in the same year is a better question. But he said who should go first, and Herbert should go first in a redraft to me.
Actually,
Herbert's better. It's
I think
not.
I'll take Tua over Baker.
Really?
Those two are really close.
I will not. I'm with Browns fan 32 right here. If he
Those
still
two
has, he looks like he still got some love for
in there.
Baker. I would take Baker.
I think I'll take Baker. I think I want Baker on my team just for personal fan of Baker. So I'm not a fan of Tua's, but for winning, maybe Tua long run might be better. I'm not sure. I ain't trying to anger you. Trust me. We're talking about, do I want shit or do I want shit? You don't got to worry about that. That's the one thing you don't got to worry about. Anyways, let's get back on track. I'll pull up the injury report. Any more gripes about the Texans?
No, it's done. It's in the past. It sucks. And that's the kind of game that Super Bowl teams win. I never thought this was a Super Bowl team. So now you just have to make up for it going forward.
Exactly. We got to beat Denver. Here's the injury report. Steven Anderson, full practice this week. Looks like he's good to go. We're going to need him because Jared Cook just got placed on the COVID list hours ago. Tavon Campbell with a hammy, but he's also a full practice. Derwin James, limited practice, but I saw a notification from ESPN that said Derwin James is confirmed to play on Sunday, which is thank goodness. Linval Joseph, full practice, so he should be out there. Nwosu, full practice, he should be out there. Jerry Tillery, full practice, he should be out there. The Denver Broncos are going to get the Chargers' best minus Drew Tranquill and this list of COVID players. Chris Harris Jr., so sad that he's not going to be playing. Nasir Adderley, I'm actually sad that he's not going to be playing. Alohi Gilman, him too, I'm pretty sad he's not going to be playing. Andrew Brown, Matt Overton, he's our long snapper. Devontae Harris, Dustin Hopkins is our kicker, but we don't kick anyways. Trey Pipkins, Kenneth Murray, and Storm Norton. Those last three, the three disappointments of 2021, and now they are going to have to wait an extra week to be the disappointments of 2022. But those are the guys on the list. And Jared Cook, of course, just got put on the COVID list for the Chargers. Tony, any concerns? I'm just excited to have Derwin back. And it's looking like the Broncos, for the most part, now that we've come on the other side of our COVID issues, are going to see a more full-strength Chargers. Mike Williams is back. Austin Eckler's back. Keenan Allen's going to be out there.
No worries. I'm a little bummed about Gilman. I like Alohi Gilman. I think I actually like him better than Adderley. I will say this. The last time we saw Pipkins, he played the game of his life against the Chiefs in that the game where there was COVID issues there. So not saying that I want him on the field, but, he wasn't as disappointing as some of the other players that have been named there. I'm not too worried because the soul, the players that sort of keep this team in the playoff race, or like sort of what I thought was going to be the cream of the AFC, they're back out there. You got to have Eckler. You got to have Keenan, Mike, whatever. This is Mike's last couple games for the Chargers. They better not re-sign him. There's so many other places to spend money. Let Joshua Palmer play.
He would need to be at the most discount ever. You need to get him for $8 million or less.
Let Mike Williams go to the Raiders. Like, he can drop balls for the silver and black.
Yeah, that's fine. Or go to Jacksonville or go to Baltimore. Just get away from us. I love Mike. Just don't want any revenge games in the future. Like we're not going to see from Melvin Gordon this weekend. Teddy Bridgewater for the Broncos is out. Wow, they listed their COVID guys for the Broncos, but don't list them for us. Thanks. Bradley Chubb just got put on the COVID reserve list today. Jonathan Cooper just got put on the COVID reserve list today. Ronald Darby didn't practice most of the week. He's questionable. Melvin Gordon did limited practice all week. He's questionable. Shelby Harris, limited practice. He's questionable. Kareem Jackson, also questionable. Draymond Jones, no idea who that is. He's questionable. Drew Lock, thank goodness he's a full practice all week. Shamar Stevens, questionable. This whole list of guys is questionable. Cortland Sutton with an illness has not practiced this week. It's questionable. Javonte Williams with the knee is questionable. Kenny Young, inside linebacker with concussion, is questionable. So the entire, and Jerry Jeudy got put on the COVID list as well. So the entire Broncos team is dealing with something of some sort. But I think that a lot of these guys that are tagged as questionable might just be precautionary and also maybe keeping them away from the team with all the COVID going around on the Broncos right now.
Yeah, again, I think not having Javonte Williams is a big benefit. Jerry Judy's kind of been non-existent in the offense this year. Doesn't matter who's playing quarterback. And Drew Lock, like which Drew Lock are we going to see? The one who's capable of being an NFL starter, or the one who wouldn't get reps in the XFL? Like, there's such a chasm. You finally got your Drew Lock jersey. That's what happens when you lose a bet. You go ahead and spend your hard-earned money on garbage. If we go back-to-back weeks where we lose to the Texans, we lose to Davis Mills and Drew Lock, every single video that we make for Nuts and Bolts offseason is going to be me talking about all the players that need to be gone. Like, everything will be me being sour and pissed off about the players on our defense that could not take advantage. And that goes to the fact that we hired a defensive coach that everybody keeps telling me that I'm judging too harshly for, I have family that I saw over Christmas and they're like, yeah, you're unfair to Brandon Staley. It's his first year. I don't care that he is better than Anthony Lynn in your estimation. That is not my standard for what it is. When you have this much talent, last year, Anthony Lynn, the team should have been 10-6, and they weren't. And this year, the team should be, 12-5, and we're not. So at what point do I then get to say coaching matters? Like the preparation, going into that Houston game flat, going into a game and not allowing the best quarterback. Okay, I won't say that because he's not played like it. But letting a top 10 quarterback in the NFL not throw the ball downfield in a football game against the Texans, their defense is depleted, and Rex Burkhead is freaking Lex Luthor and running all over us. Get out of my life with that nonsense.
And he's a defensive head coach. I'm a little less down on Staley because I do see some of the positives that he's brought to the team so far this year, and I'm willing to give time. But I also think that the losses, a couple of them have been because of coaching. And I think that Baltimore game got so ugly because of game plan. I don't think they came into that game with a game plan at all. Whatever they did got shut down in the first quarter, and they didn't know what to do after that. And it's happened times this year. It just seems like if the Chargers don't start quick, if they're not electric from the first snap, they don't really have an adjustment mid-game. That seems to be a common theme.
Well, that too, and just like not reading the situation. Like sometimes our run game is just dominating. Like doesn't matter who we're putting back there, and then we go to passes. Like what the fuck is that? What are you doing? Why are we rolling out this package where we're doing like play action to the tight end right here?
Yeah, or vice versa. Herbert will be killing them, and then all of a sudden we have a possession where it's like first and second down, 2-yard carries, and a holding penalty, and then boom, drives over.
I'm done with the Josh Kelly experience too.
Bye,
Joshua.
I was done 3 fumbles before the fumble on the goal line against KC that cost us the game. One of many fumbles on the goal line that cost us in that game.
Wasted my fab budget on him last year in fantasy and came into this season with a grudge against him.
You know who
I'd like Bradwell from our practice squad to be getting reps or Roundtree.
You know who I did not waste my fab budget on last week? Justin Jackson. That man went off.
That hurt.
That man went off.
Yeah, I should have kept giving him the ball.
I poured it all in there. Yeah, they should have kept giving him the ball. All right, on to Denver. We're obviously worried about the run game, but any predictions, storylines? What are you thinking, Tony? What are we watching out for in this one?
The Bradley Chubb thing makes it interesting. I think that on offense they should be able to sort of do whatever they want. I like how the announcers are like, yeah, this is the game plan. Everybody knows what the secret is to Justin Herbert is keeping the ball away from Justin Herbert. It's like that's not analysis. Like, of course you want to win the time of possession battle. That's the key for every single team in the NFL. Like, I would like to see us win time of possession, right? I would like to see us dominating and getting down and kicking field goals and just putting together a complete game. Like if you really think about this season, as much success as there's not really been a complete from beginning to end football game. Maybe the Raiders in week 3 was pretty close, right? But like every other game, there's been at least like some sort of a scare or something that's happening. And even in that Raiders game, there was a scare when it got to 14-21, whatever it was. I'd like to see a game. Well, I take that back. Didn't we beat the Giants a couple weeks ago pretty handedly? Like
I forgot that game even happened. That's how smooth sailing that was.
Yeah, like maybe another game like the Giants one, where it's just like everything is functioning properly, and you're just going into week 17 with a win. You're in the playoffs. You know, Raiders. What is that? A 45-minute flight from LA? Made that flight a few times out there. I had a different business trip planned, but they'll get it done.
They're a team that's been more decimated by injuries and off the field problems than anyone in the league right now. So just got to get through Denver. Denver's always given us problems. We've never been good against Denver. As long as I've been alive, we've been bad against Denver. The Jay Cutler Broncos are beating us.
Yeah, but this is a lot to deal with, like what they're going through right now. And their coach is like, that's the thing, is that Fangio is desperate and almost coaching like he's desperate, which is, it's a good thing for him and a good thing for the Broncos. But I think the Broncos' chance to make the playoffs is like 0.3%. So
they're out. They're pretty much eliminated. They're basically playing for funsies at this point, and we'll especially be eliminated after we beat them on Sunday, because I got confidence in the Bolts. Herbert's going to go in there. He's going to have one of those 303 TD games. I'm telling you right now, it's going to happen. I know that secondary is really good, but without the pass rush, it doesn't matter what secondary Herbert and these wide receivers are going against. Mike Williams, we got to put him to work while we still got him. Like you're saying, expecting him possibly to be out of here after this year. The defense is back to pretty much full strength minus Chris Harris Jr., which is a guy who hasn't really helped us too much this year in the first place. That should slide Campbell into the slot with Asante and Michael Davis on the outsides. I want to see these corners go to work. I think this could be our cornerbacks for 2022. There's a high possibility that these three are the three that they go with in 2022. Maybe they bring in another rookie or something. So I want to see a big game from the cornerbacks. I want to see a big game from Herbert, and I want to see a Chargers victory by at least 10 points or more. That's what I want to see.
Yeah, that's what I'd be going with. At home, I want double-digit victory. I want something, 30 to 14, 30 to 13, something like that. Like I want like a big win. I think it is very doable. But I think it's really more about Eckler in this game than it is about Herbert, right? And it's a rotation and Jackson's healthy and you're just keeping them fresh the whole game. Full doses of both of these backs in and out of in the passing game. Yeah, that's where I would be going with. You're good. You're a little out of focus, but I will be going that direction where Herbert, save it for when you get flexed into primetime against the Raiders in the final week of the season, and we just rip that pirate off and throw it into a toilet like a urinal cake and just take care of business.
Get a little bit of primetime Herb. Every time he's played on primetime, it has been insanity. It's been like a caged dog just got let out, and he just runs all over the place, throws all over the place, doesn't care. Even in that Chiefs loss, or even in losses last year to like New Orleans, to Tampa, well, that might not have been a primetime game. But we definitely played New Orleans on primetime, Vegas on primetime. Herbert just goes nuts every single time. Something about the lights and the hair.
Yeah, the hair grew back, and now he is Thor. He is the he's the god of thunder. I see Jason Thomas is still here. You guys need to take care of business against the Colts and their backup quarterback, and the Bolts will take care of business against the Broncos and their backup quarterback. And in Week 18, the first ever Week 18 of the NFL, they will flex the Chargers and Raiders into primetime, I believe, on Sunday night.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm rooting for that or not. I just want the Colts to beat the Raiders.
Yeah, no, I would like for the Colts to beat the Raiders too. Like, I'm not cheering for them to win. I'm just saying, if we have a Raiders fan in here.
if the Colts beat the Raiders and then the Chargers beat the Raiders would be 7-10. Wait, 7-10, right? They have 7 wins right now. They do 7-10. My prediction was 5-12. Not too far off. I mean, that's pretty close. Closer to Joe. Joe's at 10-6 or something, or 10-7. So that's all.
Yes, I think I had them at 9-8 on the year. I don't care. We'll go through all that stuff in the offseason. I'll see how right and wrong I was about all of it. I need the Chargers to win this weekend. I need them to win big, and I need the defense to step up and just make some turnovers. I would like to see a defensive score. How great would it be to see Linval Joseph like pick one up and run one in with his elbow braces on where he can't even, he's just like touchdown. Happy New Year.
Have we had one this year? I don't think so. No scoop scores, no pick sixes. Michael Davis had a big return. Was that for a touchdown? A fumble recovery earlier in the year?
I don't remember any defensive scores. I remember Andre Roberts against the Chiefs on Thursday Night Football running towards a touchdown and then, I don't know, tripping over karma. Maybe he did something horrible to somebody, was paid back.
Uchenna almost had one in the Chiefs game as well. A 1-yard return off of a pick.
Yeah, he was so excited. That reminded me of like my kid stealing candy from the diaper bag and like trying to get away and like falling down, and then I would just drag him.
You can't
admitting to child abuse here. So I'm gonna stop talking.
Yeah, we should probably wrap it at that. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We appreciate you, Jason. We appreciate you, Browns fan 32. Same old sports. And if you're watching the replay, drop down in the comment section and leave score predictions. Chargers versus the Broncos. If you pick the Broncos to win, then don't leave your comment. All right. Goodbye, everyone.
San Diego Chargers are fortunate to have Lance Allworth.
On blue, ready?